And cheers to everybody. It is Sunday morning. It is time for Cruise Chat Live. Yay. Hey, Andrea, how are you? And over on the YouTube side, hello, Controversial Cruising. You are first in line. How are you? Good morning, Christy. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? It is 232 days till Christmas. Woohoo! 232 days till Christmas. Hello, A Colin 722. How are you? Welcome to the show, everybody. If you're new to the broadcast, I am Walter. I am a travel advisor. I'm an independent travel advisor. And as always, I am here with my wife, Rebecca, who does not like to be on camera, so she is sitting right off to the side here. You will hear her chime in from time to time. And as I say very often, she is the brains behind the entire operation. I'm just the guy who sits on camera. But she probably has more cruising knowledge than I will ever have. But I try. But what's on your mind this morning, everybody? Let's talk about cruising. Let's answer your questions. One thing that's very interesting on my mind, we've been talking about MSC. Y'all have been asking us to go on MSC. So we're going on the MSC Seaside on May 28th. And if you have not seen the news, the MSC Seaside scored the lowest CDC health and safety score ever for a cruise ship.
Although I will say, I read on Cruise Critic that somebody who was on the cruise after that one where the inspection was on, there was like cleaning going on everywhere.
Well, they kind of have to, because that when you score that low, I mean, that is literally a threat of being shut down. So I guess, in a way, we're not going on until May 28th, and that's like another 2 weeks. So we got 3 more weeks for them to clean it up. So the interesting thing about that score, though, I didn't see any reports of like passengers getting ill or passengers getting sick or anything like that. So some of the things that they did were just, basic food prep 101 and food handling 101. It's just like the basics, people. And I was actually quite shocked at some of the things that they were doing. But, the good news is, we've got 3 more weeks. Like Rebecca said, there was a ton of cleaning going on the following week. So it seems like we're getting...
They do 3, 4, and 7s. So it's kind of a mix, rotating mix of those.
Yeah, so it should be a lot cleaner. You're right. It should be way cleaner now, but no excuse. There's no excuse for some of the basic things that I saw. Now, I worked for an ice cream company for about a year or so. And so, even I had to take some of the safety training. And I saw what goes into the food prep and some of the stuff is basic stuff. But it's not really going to bother me. We're still going on the cruise. So good morning, Andrew. How are you? Question, is there a solo cruising price on MSC? As far as I know, they are still running the solo special, or is it over now?
I don't know.
Did it end now?
I'm not sure.
They were running a solo supplement special through May, and it is May now. So I don't know if that was the end of May or beginning of May, but they were running 80% off solo supplement. I don't know if they still are. However, MSC is a very reasonably priced cruise line. So you can probably get, depending on what you're looking for, an interior ocean view or balcony at a very reasonable price, even as a solo traveler.
Yeah, even if you do have to pay the full,
the full
solo
amount.
supplement price.
Yeah. Well, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Can I recommend how to get 3 seats at the Chi? I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I don't know what that question is. If you want to rephrase it, we might be able to help you out. I'm sorry, I don't know what that question is. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Good to see you over on the YouTube side. On Virgin, are the future cruise booking benefits combinable with the current booking special they run? Great question, and the answer for the most part is yes. In general, if you did that My Next Virgin Voyage where you paid $300 down and you're going to get $600 on board credit, in general, whatever is being offered on the website can be combined with what you had. Now, there are some exceptions from time to time, but for the most part, like right now, they have the $600 bar tab, for 7 nights or $300 bar tab. That definitely is 100% combinable. And the current pricing, 100% combinable. So you paid $300 down on the ship. That is $300 towards your deposit, and then you get $600 on board credit. And depending on the length of the cruise, you get $300 or $600 bar tab to go with that. So you'll have like $1,200 to spend potentially on the cruise. So yes, that's a great question, Jeff. Thank you so much.
And it looks like that partially formed question was about the chef's table on Princess.
The chef's table.
From what we've not done it on Princess, we've only done it on Royal Caribbean. But from what I understand, you go to either the dining captains or guest services and you sign up, and they will pick a certain amount of people that they take for the chef's table.
Right.
I don't know how they pick. I do know that I have heard rumors that if you have specific dietary needs, that you may be less likely to be chosen to go to the chef's table. But this is a rumor, so I don't know how you get picked, honestly. I do know you sign up once on board to request a seat.
And in general, it's either 8 to 10 people, depending on the ship, how many, and they don't always do them every single night. Sometimes they'll do them every single night. They don't always do them every single night. So the best thing is, as soon as you get on board the ship, you go directly and you get yourself all set up with it.
I hate when you hit send too early.
Yeah.
That's
you're
terrible.
a solo traveler today on MSC. You paid $9.97 for an inside cabin. That's not bad. It's still, it sounds like you're paying for both people in the cabin, and actually, as we all learned, you're not paying for both people in the cabin. You're paying for those 2 lifeboat seats that you've taken up. So that's not bad at all. Good morning, Steve. Why do cruise prices change so often in a single day? Generally, in a single day, they don't change that much, but certainly day to day, it's all inventory. As the inventory goes down, prices go up. And it used to be, a lot of people are noticing just how expensive cruises are getting compared to the way they were pre-pandemic. And it's because cruising it's literally red hot right now. I mean, it is red hot. How many people and how many new people are exploring cruising, because they are seeing that even with today's prices, is still a tremendous value versus a lot of other forms of vacation. So it's all about the inventory, and basically, just like anything else, when there's 10 balconies in this category left, that just automatically triggers a price change. It's all automated in their system, so as inventory hits a certain point, boom, price changes.
And that's why sometimes you'll see, say, ocean views more expensive than balconies. It's because their inventory of ocean views is super low. They still have lots of balconies, so occasionally you will see that.
Yeah.
And by the way, that $9.97 solo price was with Wi-Fi and drink package.
Oh, that's a great price then. You did good.
That's a really good price.
Here's a great question over on YouTube from Controversial Cruising. He's saying, do different travel agents get different offers? Is it smart to shop around travel agents? Well, that's up to you whether you want to shop around travel agents. We had one travel agency that we went to for almost 20 years. And once you find a good one, you hold on to them like gold. But the answer is sometimes yes. For example, right now, our travel agency, we through our travel partners, we can offer $100 on board credit for any Virgin Voyages Sea Terrace or above. Some travel agencies don't have that bonus offer. In terms of price, like the price of the ship itself, The one way that the different travel agencies differ is the consortiums that we're a part of. So like right now, I have 333 group cruises in Alaska alone that I can book you into. In some cases, the prices are better than what you're seeing online. But in other cases, you might pay the same or slightly more, but your amenity package is going to be different than what you can get online. So whether you want to shop around for travel agents, I would never do that. I'd be exhausted doing that. But when you find a good travel agent, you stay with them. I mean, that's basically the moral of the story. Just stay with them. Over here, Michael, NCL? Yes. I don't know. If you're just asking whether they're a good cruise line, yes, they're a very good cruise line. But that all depends on what you're looking for. You know, they have great specialty dining, fabulous shows, beautiful ships. So I
their
don't know.
included dining, for me at least, leaves something to be desired.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to go hungry, but
Yeah.
it's not my favorite. And the first, Frank, talking about Chef's Table on Odyssey. Yeah, on Royal Caribbean, you can book the Chef's Table in advance. It's Princess where you can't. So each cruise line has their different rules for the Chef's Table. Almost all of them these days do them.
Yeah, it's a love boat, but they don't love you enough to have you, book your Chef's Table. Monica is almost platinum on Carnival. Is it worth to start traveling on Royal for any better benefits? I
would just take a look at what Royal Caribbean's loyalty points get you. I think Royal Caribbean does have some of the better ones. You do need a lot of cruises to get there, but once you get to a certain level, you get free drinks. I forget where it starts, but one of them you get 4 free drinks, and then it goes to 5 free drinks. And so you wouldn't even, for me anyway, I wouldn't need a drink package.
Yeah, and I mean, you basically have to look at what's worth it. One of the things that we did early on, we've been cruising almost 20 years, and I think we just hit elite or platinum. We just hit platinum on Princess. And that's because we've gone on 8 different cruise lines. We concentrated more on exploring cruise lines and different ships than we did building up those loyalty points, knowing that, the loyalty points will catch up eventually. But for us, when you look at some of the things that are in loyalty, like she said, you do get some drinks on Royal, which is actually a really nice perk, especially if you're not a big drinker and you're only going to have a few a day. That is a really nice perk. But for us, it's more about it's over 300 cruise ships out there right now, and I want to explore all of the ships. So I'm more about, let's find more ships. But just take a look at what Royal has to offer. You might take a look at what Norwegian has to offer. You might take a look at what Disney has to offer, and just see, well, do we want to start spreading these things around? Unfortunately, they don't match up, but MSC does. MSC does actually have a matching program. So you might even want to take a look at MSC to see if that might be worth trying out. The prices are somewhat similar.
At the moment, until the end of the year, Virgin also has a status match.
Yeah, if you have no kids, take a look at Virgin Voyages. Almost all inclusive sailing, right off the bat. All of your food's included, your Wi-Fi is included, your gratuities are included, your soft drinks are included, and your group exercise included right off the bat with cruise fare. So you might want to take a look at that. You have the opportunity to, okay, that's what you're talking about with the Odyssey of the Seas. Awesome. Best cruise for adults only. Well, right now, I mean, the only adults only mainstream cruise line is Virgin Voyages. Viking Cruises is also adults only. So those are the two that are going to be strictly adults only. But other good cruise lines for adults, Celebrity Cruise Line, Princess Cruise Line, Disney Cruise Line, believe it or not. Now, the CEO of Virgin Voyages came from Disney Cruise Line. So they're actually much more similar than you would think. But Disney has excellent food, excellent service, and they have fantastic adults-only areas. In fact, the Magic just came back out of dry dock. She's the oldest ship in the fleet, but she got some really nice renovations. She's got the Soul Lounge now. She got an Encanto show now. So even Disney is fantastic for adults only. Let's see. Very specific boat. Oh, no, controversial cruising. I can't put your comment up there because you used the word boat. Don't call them boats. Remember, don't you watch Captain Kate? They're ships. I can't put that up there. But thanks for the comment. I'll put the other one up where you don't say the word boat. But thank you, Controversial Cruising. Yeah, certainly reach out. If anybody here wants to reach out to us, on YouTube. Our links are in the description, and up on TikTok. If you click our logo, then you'll find this link tree in there, and literally that very first thing up there says contact us. So just set up a time to chat with us. That'll take you right to our calendar. We have a great little online calendar. You set up a time that's convenient for you. I'll call you. We'll have a video chat. We'll drink some coffee. We'll have some fun. We'll talk cruising, and then we'll figure out which ship to put you guys on. So, but thank you, Controversial Cruising. I look forward to our chat. You're not really happy over here on, boy, a lot of talk about travel agents over here on TikTok too. We're not happy with the travel agent we have been using. Is there an advantage to using a travel agent? Well, being a travel agent, I'm going to say yes, of course. So the real advantage to using a travel agent is really one, we're independent and we work for you. If you're not happy with your travel agent, then certainly shop around. There are probably over 100,000 of us in the U.S. alone. And the advantage of working with an independent travel agent is we don't represent one cruise line, we represent you. So very often, great example, we just had a couple come to us to say, we want to go on this very specific ship to Alaska. And my first question was, why do you want to go on that ship? Not really the one I would recommend. A, it's very big. B, that cruise line doesn't have the history in Alaska, like, say, a Princess of Holland America. And we ended up introducing them to, Princess of Holland America, and now they ultimately went with a Holland America ship, a little bit smaller, a little better suited for what they actually want to do. So when you get yourself aligned with a good travel agent, one, they listen to you. Two, they don't push any particular cruise line or a ship. They present you options. We did present them the exact ship that they wanted, and we showed them that ship compared to these other ships.
And they also wanted certain specific amenities, so we showed them the cabins that came with those amenities.
And we showed them how on Holland America they can get those same amenities, but paying less by using a program called Club Orange. So that's one way. And then another way that I think we really come in handy, we had a group cruise that was suddenly canceled 2 months before the ship canceled the cruise. 2 months before the cruise, 31 people. I was able to move all 31 people from one ship to another ship in about 3.5 hours. This was during a work day, so had those 31 people had to try to call into Royal Caribbean and make the changes and figure out what all the cabin configurations are and all of that. That would have been a royal pain in the rear. And then the last but not least, because we are part of a consortium, like I mentioned previously, there's 333 group cruises right now for Alaska 2023 that I can look at that could potentially save you money or get you extra amenities that you won't get by simply going through the cruise line or going through an online website. And that's just Alaska. I think I have thousands of groups all over the world. And these are not just your mainstream cruise lines. I can put you on Ponant, Silversea, Seabourn, Windstar, Explora Journeys. If you want to go full out luxury, I can even put you on those cruise lines as well. So we have direct connections with the cruise lines, with the travel partners, with Disney, with all of these companies. I think that's the big advantage of working with a travel advisor, travel agent. We advocate on your behalf and we work for you. And even after we book the cruise or book the travel, we're here with you all the way through to the end. You need us to help you with flights, with hotels, there's issues going on, we need shuttles, we need cars, whatever it is, you get one point of contact to deal with rather than trying to deal with a bunch of people.
And then
I hope that helps.
If somehow the cruise that you were on didn't meet the expectations you had, then we can help you find out what would be a better fit.
Yes.
We can, once we know exactly, you went on this cruise, I know what you like, then we can work on getting that honed in for you.
Yes. I'm just laughing at Controversial Cruising. He owned up to his mistake, or she. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you're he or she. I apologize. It. No, we don't say it. Them. They. Let's see, Tracy, having been on so many cruise lines, do you all have a favorite? I love getting this question because the honest to God answer is no. And I get this question literally every time somebody runs into me. Well, what is your favorite cruise line? Come on, you can tell me. What's your favorite ship? What's your favorite cruise line? I don't have one. I really don't have one. I really enjoy exploring so many different ships. We've been on 8 different cruise lines so far. MSC will be our 9th. It's definitely the most interesting with that Scorpion. But, we're keeping an open mind. We know that they're cleaning up, getting things ready. But the different cruise lines offer a different experience. And we know that going in, and we know that when we book it. So we go on Symphony of the Seas the week before Christmas, right? Big ship, 6,000 people. There's going to be a lot of kids. We know that going in. But we had an amazing time on the ship. The ship spreads everybody out. We had amazing specialty dining, met some awesome people on the ship. And then we go on the Sky Princess. Totally different vibe, totally different crowd. Had an amazing time on that. Oh my God, Elliot the bartender. Loved Elliot the bartender. We go on Virgin Voyages. No kids, totally different vibe, awesome food. We hang out with the drag queen. We don't know it. It's totally awesome. So I really don't. I love cruise ships. And what I really, really love about cruising so much is just meeting people and having different experiences. So on every cruise, generally at the bar, I don't drink a whole lot. I try to find the good bar with the really good cocktails and with the good company. So I just love meeting people. And I honest to God don't have, if I want a cruise where I want a lot of things to do, well, then I'm going on Royal Caribbean. I'm going on Norwegian where they have all the stuff, or Carnival where they have all that stuff on the top deck. If I really just want to enjoy peace, quiet, and some really good food, probably going to go on Celebrity, Virgin Voyages, Princess, All in America. But I honestly don't. I have different favorites for different types of vacation and also different areas in the world.
And I have to say, I have, like, there are certain ships where I like the pool situation better. There's other ships where I like the main dining room better. There's some ships where I like the entertainment better. There's not one single ship I've found that fits every single box that I want to tick. So I pick the most ticks for what I'm trying to go after.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. What do we think of Holland America? I love Holland America. They have some beautiful ships out there right now. We were on the Sky Princess a few weeks ago, or I guess a month ago now, and the Rotterdam, which is their brand new flagship, was literally right behind us. In fact, I thought she was going to chase us. We're backing up. She's coming at us. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? But we all got out okay. But Holland America is fabulous. They've really leaned into live music, which I think is amazing. They've got the B.B. King Blues Club. They've got the Rolling Stone Rock Club. They've got the Billboard Club. Some of the ships, they have the Lincoln Center. So they've got a wide variety. And that's what I do remember about being on Holland America. Beautiful, I mean, just stunningly beautiful, classic ship. I think they're among the most beautiful ships alongside Disney. You know, Disney just has, you see those Disney ships, you're like, my God, that's a beautiful cruise ship. I think when the Holland America pulls in alongside, you're like, wow, that's a beautiful cruise ship. They're just classic looking. They look like ocean liners. And even inside, they're very classic. You might be walking through and there's a string quartet playing here. You got a guitarist playing over there. But they've always leaned into music, but now they're really leaning into music. Now, when we were on, the main dining room was a little bit on the weak side. We hear that it's been improved since the pandemic.
Although at the time I was vegetarian, and my meals were great.
Yeah, she had, and that is one tip, by the way, if you're in a main dining room and you want something that's maybe more freshly prepared, look at the vegetarian option. They don't make many of those, so very often those are made to order. So,
or they're at least making fewer portions of it than they are the steak or the chicken.
Exactly. So, but their specialty dining was always good. Tamarind, we flat out love tamarind. And I've got a client right now, this very day, she is stepping onto
She just said she saw the ship come in.
Oh, she saw the ship come in. Awesome. So she's getting on the New Amsterdam for 14 days in Alaska. I'm so excited. I'm jealous. I'm so excited for her. I really want to be on the ship with her, but wow, 14 days. So she's on the New Amsterdam, which is the ship we actually sailed on. I've got a whole group going on the new Stottendam in December. So Holland America is a fabulous, fabulous cruise line.
And I love their buffet too, by the way.
Cindy says the husband has a bad habit of saying vessel due to his job. Hey, vessel is good. Just don't call it a boat. That's what Captain Kate says. Do not call it a boat. So as long as you don't call it a boat, we're okay. Call it a ship. And a boat can fit on a ship, but a ship can't fit on a boat. That's kind of what I've been told. So thank you for all the love, everybody. And if you like what we're doing, please hit like and like on YouTube, on TikTok, and whatever, just so everybody knows that you actually like what we're doing. So and over on the YouTube side, we are simulcasting right now our TikTok live. But on Thursdays, and you all over on TikTok should know as well, on Thursdays we do go live exclusively on TikTok. This Thursday, on YouTube. On Thursday nights, we go live exclusively on YouTube. And this Thursday night, if you are a fan of Carnival Cruise Line or you're interested in Carnival Cruise Lines, I've got two guys who know everything about cruise line. This cruise life is going to be joining me on the YouTube side Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Rocky and Mark, fabulous guys. In fact, Mark is getting ready to fly over. He's going to sail the Venezia on her transatlantic when she comes over for the first time, the new Carnival Venezia. So if you're interested in Carnival Cruise Lines at all, or you want to talk Carnival Cruise Lines, join us on YouTube, 8:30 p.m. this coming Thursday, May 11th. I'm going to have Rocky and Mark joining me. It should be a really fun one. Colette saw her ship come in. I am so excited. And thanks for sharing the picture. Hey, if you're not in our Facebook group, again, if you go on TikTok, well, my phone always locks up. There's going to be a link in here to join our Facebook group. And over on the YouTube side, I'm going to pop it up right now. We have a private Facebook group. And so people, our clients like Colette, she is sharing some beautiful pictures from Alaska. And if you're not
right now.
Well, Vancouver, but she will be sharing pictures from Alaska. And if you are a fan of Sean and Stephanie Mullen, she's still on that amazing Fire and Ice cruise. And right now she's in Alaska sharing pictures. We are so proud to be partnered with her. And if you let us know that Stephanie referred you, that helps her with her travel. So make sure, I'm just hinting, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. When you reach out to us, let us know that Stephanie referred you, and that actually helps her go on to more travels and stuff. So we're just so proud to be sponsoring with her. So thank you. I do think having an open mind is important. Having an open mind on everything is important. When you go onto a cruise line, too many people, in fact, I just did a TikTok about this, too many people ask, which cruise line should I go on? That's the wrong question. That is totally the wrong question. The question is, what ship should I go on, right? So Royal Caribbean, lots of ships in their fleet. And if I say, you should go on Royal Caribbean, they've got water slides, they've got all this great stuff, and you go on the Vision of the Seas, and you're like, where is everything? There's nothing here, because it's an older, smaller ship. The Norwegian Pearl, completely different experience than going on the Norwegian Breakaway or the Prima. Going on the Celebrity Millennium is going to be a completely different experience than going on the Celebrity Beyond. So it's not about what cruise line should I go on, it's what ship should I go on. And that ship is going to be different depending on what you're looking for. You're looking for an adult-centric cruise, you're looking for a couples cruise. I got a whole family, I got multiple families coming in, we got a family reunion going on, got a wedding with a bunch of people, I got a corporate retreat, got a sales meeting. Hey, those of you guys in business, you may not realize it, but on cruise lines, the conference rooms are free. The meeting rooms are free. Sometimes the AV is free. So, you plan all these corporate meetings and stuff in a hotel or a resort. You got to get everybody there. You got to book all these rooms. You got to get their lunches. You got to get the AV equipment. You got to get all this stuff set up. Booking meetings on a cruise is a heck of a lot cheaper because, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner is already included on the cruise. Your meeting space is free. So if you've ever never considered a cruise for like some of your meetings and stuff, you should start thinking about some of that stuff. But you always should be thinking about what ship. And that ship is more important to me than the cruise line itself. Unless you're really trying to build up those loyalty points, going on the right ship for each individual vacation is more important than picking the right cruise line. So, it's very early out there on the West Coast, Colette, isn't it? What's the perk of booking with a travel agent? So I've already talked about some of this stuff in the past, but one, we're independent, so we represent you, and we will compare your needs with the various cruise lines. Sometimes we can get you special offers and special deals. Like right now, we can get you $100 on board credit with Virgin Voyages if you book a Sea Terrace or higher. That's not available online. It's not available through Virgin Voyages itself. It's available through our travel agency. When things go wrong, you have one point of contact. If you want to put a whole vacation package together, you've got one point of contact, and I could go on. But those are some of the main perks. And when you get a good traveler, we worked with the same travel agent for almost 20 years until we became travel agents ourselves. When you find a good travel agent and you build a rapport with them, like one of the things that we do now, we know what some of our clients like. So when we see a deal come through or we see a really interesting itinerary come through, I'm going to go ahead and email it to them and say, hey, this itinerary just popped up or this thing just came up. Just want to make you aware of it. And, they're not always looking. And the other thing we're going to do, too, we're going to get price adjustments for you if the cruise goes down. Those are just some of the reasons why. But getting and we don't cost you anything, Some travel that's a TikTok I just did recently too, where some travel agents are talking about charging a fee now. They feel like they should get a service fee. We don't. We're 100% free. We get paid on the back end by commission. So our services are free. So
to you, the
consumer. to you, the consumer. So, and that's one of the reasons why we use the travel agent for so long, is because they have this knowledge. I went to a conference a few weeks ago to meet with the cruise line to learn more about the cruise line. I'm taking a certification class right now with the Cruise Line International Association, so that I understand the cruise industry inside and out. So, and you get to take advantage of that knowledge, and you don't have to pay me any extra for that. Thoughts on Princess? You're going in December. Well, you should check out on our YouTube channel. We have a whole Sky Princess playlist on there. Based on we have been Princess fans pretty much from the beginning. That was our first 3 cruises, and we just went on the Sky Princess a month ago now. And my goodness, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. The main dining room, by far, best main dining room we've been into in a long time. Sabatini's kind of fell flat, and that was a disappointment to me, because that's always like, I really look forward to going to Sabatini's Italian on every Princess cruise. But even with that disappointment, the way they handled it, the way the dining captain handled it was brilliant. We wear medallions now on the Princess ship, and he found me the next night in the main dining room, and I could see him coming across. He literally just walked straight to me. He knew right where I was because of the medallion, and we talked for a good 10 minutes about the situation that happened. He invited us to come to Crown Grill the next night.
He first invited us to go back to Sabatini's.
Yeah, first he invited us to go back to Sabatini's, and he said, you know what, we've already done Sabatini's. He said, how about Crown Grill? Why don't you come to Crown Grill on me? And we said, okay. And not only did he do that, like the next day we saw him in the hall. He's like, hey guys, how you doing? Is everything going well? Checking in with us. Next night at the Crown Grill, he comes out, makes sure that everything's going well. He brings the chef out to meet us, make sure everything's going well. And then he offered us another meal at Bistro sur la Mer, which we declined because we were getting towards the end of the cruise. We're like, you know what, we've eaten like way too much on this cruise. We need to come back.
And they gave us a bottle of champagne for the table.
Yeah, they gave us a bottle of champagne for the table. So even though we had that disappointment at Sabatini's, the way they made up for it is the memory that I'll keep. It's like, they really took care of us. And then even on the last day, he found us in the buffet and came over and talked with us for a little while just to make sure everything was going well. And that's what I love about Princess so much. Their customer service is generally among the best out there. I mean, Disney has some of the best. Virgin, when they're on, can have some of the best. Princess really has excellent customer service. So I hope you have a great time. Good morning, Stacy. How are you? Hola from Atlanta. Hey, that was our stomping ground for about 27 years. I had my own creative agency in Atlanta. I used to work in television film in Atlanta. I have a lot of great memories in Atlanta. So, what cruise line would we recommend for a solo cruise? Most you have to pay for the supplement fee. I know, and it really sucks. But as I learned at my cruise conference, it has nothing to do with that second person in the cabin. It has everything to do with the fact that you're taking up 2 seats on the lifeboat, and that affects how the cruise line, so they can't sell a quad or a triple down the line because you've taken that extra seat. That's actually the reason why you are charged a supplement fee. It has nothing to do with the second person who's not in the room. It has the fact that you are taking up, by Coast Guard regulations, you're taking up 2 seats in the lifeboat. So the ones with actual solo cabins, believe it or not, Royal Caribbean actually has a bunch, including some honest-to-goodness balconies on the Quantum class ships. We just did a whole search recently for solo cabins. We were shocked at how many solo cabins are on the Royal Caribbean ship. Norwegian obviously has the studio cabins on a lot of their ships. Celebrity has the infinite balconies for solos on their Edge class ship. Virgin Voyages, they have both the inside and they have the sea view. But if you want to go to Europe this summer and you book your cruise by May 24th, they're offering no solo supplement on the Valiant Lady and the Resilient Lady over in Europe this summer. Like now through, I think, October, you can get a sea terrace, you can get a balcony for the price of one. So you can do that. And I think that's most of it right now. But if you'd like to reach out, we literally have a whole sheet that we came up with all the solo cabins. Even Holland America has a couple of solo cabins here and there. So if you want to talk to us about it, we'd be more than happy to help you find the best solo deal for what you're looking for, whether it's this year or next year.
And every now and then, various cruise lines will run specials with the reduced solo supplement.
They will. They will. And one of the things that's interesting too, like Princess Cruises, I don't think I've ever actually seen no solo supplement, but sometimes I'll go to price a solo, and it's basically a 1-for-1. It's not a double price. So sometimes they surprise us like that. So do the liking and subscribing thing. Susie, how are you? It's good to see you. All of you know Cruising Susie here on TikTok. She's got a gazillion followers. Absolutely lovely person in person. Met her at the Cruise 360 down in Fort Lauderdale. So gracious. We're actually on the same team now. We're both working under KHM Travel Group now as our host agency, and she's actually one of the reasons why I made the switch. She was so lovely. A lot of the colleagues that work at KHM were so lovely down there. So Susie, thank you so much for popping in. It's so good to see you. Where are you off to next? What cruise are you going on? We're going on the MSC Seaside soon. I know you're going on the Disney Wish soon, too. That is so amazing. Cindy, you're going on Carnival. Yeah, join us over Wednesday on
Thursday.
Thursday. I keep saying Wednesday. Thursday, May 11th over on the YouTube channel. So absolutely. So let's see. Adult only recommendation. We just talked about that. I hope you heard that conversation. Are there any Hawaiian cruises that leave from the islands and then fly back to the mainland? So that would be the Norwegian Pride of America.
I don't know if that's what they're asking.
Well, they're asking to fly back. You have to fly there and fly back.
Okay, that's what they're asking.
Yeah, but are there any Hawaiian cruises that leave from the islands and then fly back to the mainland? So that would be the island. If that's the question you're asking, you just want to do the Hawaiian Islands, you fly to Hawaii, you do the Norwegian Pride of America, and then you fly back. That's the only one that does it.
Literally the only mainstream cruise line ship. There may be some smaller local Hawaiian small time ships that do that, but that's the only mainstream cruise line ship that will do that.
Right.
Goes Honolulu to Honolulu in 1 week. And they have some, I think at least 2 overnight stops in various places.
And it does change. By the way, the question right below it, Sherry, Gwen, how do you contact us? If you're on TikTok, you click my logo, the Where's Walter Travel logo, and then you click on the little link tree. And that very first link that's going to show up on the link tree is contact us. It's going to take you to my calendar, and you set up a time to chat. Or you can just simply go to where'swaltertravel.com, click on contact us, and I have an online calendar. You set up a time that's convenient for you, and we hop on a call or we hop on a video, we have some coffee, we chat, and then we find some good cruises for you or good travels for you. And keep in mind that, and if you're on the YouTube side, the links are in the description. And keep in mind that we're a full service travel agent. So we talk about cruising. We do these live streams on cruising all the time, but I have clients booked on European tours to Ireland and Scotland. I have one couple that's going to be on an amazing custom tour that we put together with a travel partner. It's going to be in Germany, Italy. They take a cruise. It'll be in Barcelona. But the whole thing is planned. They take off from Las Vegas. They land in Las Vegas, and everything else is planned from the time they take off to the time they come back. So that's really cool. So we can offer those services too. Now, there are Hawaiian cruises too, getting back to that, where you can sail from Los Angeles or another California city, and then you come back. Those have about 9 sea days, because you got sea days getting out, sea days coming back. But if you want to fly in.
She was talking just the islands.
Yeah, so just the islands. You fly in, you do the Pride of America. Pero DJ, I think it's the most recent that's done that, on YouTube, Pero DJ. They just did the Spirit of America. I want to say within the last 3 months, or Pride of America. They've done it like within the last 3 months. And that ship is the only mainstream cruise ship that is registered in the United States. That's why it can do the islands without having to go to another country.
Yeah, there's all sorts of regulations.
So, yeah. The best pool deck at sea, I don't know. I can tell you that some of my favorite pools at sea are on Princess and Celebrity. And my absolute favorite pool is the Celebrity Solarium pools. And it doesn't matter which of their ships it is, but the Celebrity Solarium pools are nice. And some of the Princess ships that have a Solarium pool, really, really nice as well. What about you?
Then I would agree with that, but then again, some people want to do the more loungy, sit in the sun thing by the pool, which is not what we like.
Right.
I like to be in the shade, and then go actually swim in the pool for a little bit, and then get back out. So it really depends on what you're liking. For us,
Yeah.
I want some shade. I want a pool I can at least
I
swim a little bit in.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be huge.
You can swim in the Virgin Voyages pool if you're in there with nobody else. You can kind of you take 1, 2, 3, you're at the wall.
And then,
And then you're back. So
get you dizzy.
you can swim a lot of laps. You can go in Virgin Voyage and say, man, I swam 100 laps in the pool. You probably went about 100 feet total doing that. But it sounds great. Just don't tell anybody how small the pool is. But, I love on Princess, they have some of those aft pools looking right out over the back. And Celebrity, their solarium pools are just absolutely gorgeous. So those are really nice. Elisa's going on the Disney Wish in July. That is so lovely. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. The real Carlos Beltran as opposed to all the fake ones. That's good. I'm glad the real one is joining us right now. Hey, Joe. Good morning. So you're going on the Freedom of the Seas. Thoughts on the ship? We've actually been on the Freedom of the Seas. It's been a while, but we have been on Freedom, Mariner, and most recently Symphony. So what I'll say, great ship, a lot of fun. The Royal Promenade is awesome. I don't remember what bar is kind of tucked in on the Royal Promenade, but they usually have a really fun bar. You might have some good dancing down there. The main dining room, your mileage will vary. It'll be decent. It may not be great. I mean, Ben and David just did a vlog on Symphony. They did not have a good experience on a Symphony. We had an okay experience on Symphony. So the main dining room will be okay. In some cases, the dishes might be fabulous. The buffet, we thought the Windjammer was improved since the last time we had been on a Royal Caribbean ship when we were on Symphony in December. So the breakfast buffet is going to be repetitive, but that's the nature of every single cruise ship. There's not a whole lot they can do for breakfast. But if you're a fan of Indian food by any chance, Symphony of the Seas had Indian breakfast out there, which was really nice.
They also had really good congee too.
Yeah, and the specialty dining tends to be pretty good. The restaurant that you have to pay for tend to be pretty good. We had a great time on Symphony of the Seas exploring all of the specialty dining. You can see that on our YouTube channel. We have a whole food vlog on the Symphony of the Seas. But I remember it being a fun ship. It's a fun ship. It's a great ship. Lots of stuff to do on top. The cruise director staff is fabulous. Good shows. I don't know which shows are actually on that particular ship, but generally
it's original shows. I think I don't think that one has Broadway shows.
Nick Weir, who's the head of all their original stuff, they come up with some really great shows. So I think the entertainment's going to be good.
And I want to say Freedom has maybe 3 or 4 specialty restaurants. Not quite as many as are on Symphony, but they're still very good.
Good, yeah.
And food is
so subjective.
Hard. I mean, what Walter and I like is going to be different from somebody who is, your basic meat and potatoes kind of person. And even what I like is going to be different than what Walter likes.
Yeah.
I mean, we agree.
I like the good stuff. She likes the weird stuff.
We agree mostly, but...
we mostly agree.
but occasionally.
Occasionally. I mean, I still eat meat. She doesn't.
It's so hard. 2 people can eat the exact same dish.
Yeah.
And one will hate it and one will love it.
And what's really great, we talked about that whole MSC Seaside thing that's happening on May 28th. We're going on our first MSC Seaside. One of our clients is going to be in the yacht club on the exact same cruise. So we're going normal. We're going to be in a balcony cabin. They're going to be in the yacht club. Everybody says, if you want to go on MSC, you got to go on the yacht club because it's a much better experience. But this is going to be fabulous. So no excuse. It's going to be the same ship, the same sailing. They're going to be in the yacht club. We're going to be in the balcony. So we're going to be able to compare notes. And we're going to do that on the final day of the cruise. We're actually going to sit down, going to set the camera up, and we're going to talk about the differences between what they experience in the yacht club and what we experience over here. So, you can have 2 completely different experiences on the same ship on different weeks, even on the same week. But I think you're going to have a great time on Freedom. If you're not in our Facebook group yet, please come on over and join us so we can join along and see how the trip is. If you're on TikTok, just, again, click my logo, and you'll see a link in there for the Facebook group. Or just go on Facebook, look up the group, Where's Walter Travel. It's a private group. You need to join in. Christy, our moderator, is actually hanging out with us this morning, and we'll let you in. Riley, you're going on a 12-day cruise on the Carnival Splendor. 12 days, that's nice. That's really nice. I mean, you really get, it used to be like 7 days. I'd be like, all right, I'm ready to get off the ship. Now 7 days, I'm like, I don't want to get off this ship. 7 days is too short. So yay! And again, I don't know if you're on our Facebook group, but please come join us so we can go
And
on.
that actually is another tip to get a more adult cruise is to take a longer cruise, particularly when you get longer than, say, 8 days.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have, most families can only be gone for a week. So you're going to have less children. If it's a true, not a back-to-back cruise, 2 cruises sold as one, but if it's a true 12-day cruise or a 14-day cruise, you're going to have way fewer children than you will on a 7-day cruise.
Yeah. So when you're ready to go to Walt Disney World, you're booking through me. Thank you, Chrissy. That's fabulous. Samuel.
Disney's getting more and more complicated too.
Yeah, Disney's getting very complicated. But I did find out, like, you know, I was mentioning, we just joined KHM Travel Group. That is part of our, that's who we're part of now. Thank you, Susie, for the kind words. I did find out that one of my colleagues is a Disney expert. Even though we live just 40 minutes away, I now have a Disney and Universal expert to lean upon as well when we go to book that. But here's my big tip right now. This is a Universal tip, not Disney, but if you're going to Universal, look at the Lowe's Royal Pacific, okay? The reason why you want to look at the Lowe's Royal Pacific, you might say, oh, I just want to save money. I want to save money. But the Lowe's Royal Pacific is the lowest cost premium resort at Universal that comes with the Express Pass.
Generally it is.
When you compare the cost of the Lowe's Royal Pacific and however many days you're going to go to Universal and then add that Express Pass on top of it, you're going to find out the Lowe's Royal Pacific very often will either be the same price or cheaper, and you don't have to get onto a bus. You don't have to get to the park. You just walk or you take a water shuttle in. So that's my Universal advice.
Yeah,
But,
so when you're comparing Universal hotels, you got to do apples to apples.
you really do. And that's where, you know, maybe having somebody like us help out, because I've done this with a few people and they're like, we never even thought to do that. We just saw, you know, let's go to Cabana Bay. Let's go to the cheapest place we can find, and then we'll just pay for everything in the park. And it's like, you want to maximize your time, especially if you're only going to be at Universal for 2 or 3 days. You want to maximize your time, and the Express Pass is the way to maximize your time. Even the Velocicoaster is on the Express Pass. Velocicoaster is the best. Oh my God, it's amazing. Although the Pipeline is opening in SeaWorld, I'm dying to go on Pipeline. If you have not seen a Pipeline yet at SeaWorld, it's a surfboard that you stand on, and it's a roller coaster. Oh my God, I'm dying to go there. It opens in a few weeks. I'm so dying to go there. But thank you, Susie. Hey, Susie, maybe sometime we'll do a joint live. That would be a lot of fun. We could hang out together and trade notes. I would love that. What company did we recommend for trip insurance? So for trip insurance, our travel partner is Allianz Global. That's who we will price out. And the policy, the standard policy that we usually recommend is $50,000 in medical coverage each, and $500,000 in medical transportation. What that is, that's emergency transportation to get you back to the United States. Remember that when you go on a cruise or you go on anything that you leave the country, most U.S.-based health insurance is not going to apply once you leave the country. So you need something,
including any care you get on the ship itself.
Yeah, even the care. And the care on the ship is expensive. Okay, it's not cheap. Like just going down to get a pill could cost you $100, and that's just because they can. But if you need an X-ray or you need a wrap or you need something done on the ship, and it's not the fault of the ship, you're going to have to pay for that. So travel insurance is really good. But we can go up to $100,000 medical coverage and $1 million. And just to give you an example, I've used this story before, I know, and if you heard it, I apologize. But there was a woman who was on a Carnival cruise last year. She had to be disembarked in Jamaica. They said she was going to have to spend up to 20 days there. She had no travel insurance. And the medical evac to get her back to the United States was $40,000 from Jamaica. It's really not that far to get to the United States. But keep in mind, when we're doing a medical evac, you're going on a flying ambulance. You're not going on a regular plane. It's very, very expensive. So having $500,000 in medical evacuation, I think, is really,
I mean, those are really pretty much almost all trip insurances will cover the cost of your trip if you have to cancel for covered reasons, such as illness, death in the family, things like that. But where they make the difference is look at how much medical coverage you get and look at how much evacuation coverage you get. Those are
Yes.
the two things that you really need to pay attention to.
You do. I love this bubbly bath and body. I love that handle. That's hilarious. What cruise line is best for children? And again, this goes right back to what I was talking about earlier. It's not the cruise line at all. It's the ship. What do your kids want on the ship? How old are they? How many of them are going to be? Huh?
Depends on your kid. What I liked as a kid is going to be way different than, say, what you liked as a kid.
So it's nothing to do with the cruise line. Obviously, we're probably going to put you on Carnival. We're going to put you on Royal Caribbean. We're going to put you on Disney, Norwegian, maybe MSC. But I don't know which one. There's no cruise line to recommend. There's only the ship. We've got roller coasters. We've got flow riders. We've got skydiving. We've got bumper cars. Almost everybody's got water slides. We have ice skating. We have shows. We have kids clubs. Even Princess is highly recommended for children because they have great kids clubs. So there is no cruise line that's best for children. There's only ships, and it's whatever ship is best for what your kids and your situation are looking for. So if you want to reach out, again, click that logo, click contact us. Our services are free. We'd love to help you pick out the right ship for your situation. Great question. So many people ask me, what is the best cruise line for such and such? It's really, what is the best ship? So, Chrissy, you're just weird. You like Sorrento's pizza. Kids love it. Kids do love it. That is one thing. I did not enjoy it, but we saw the kids lined up.
And I will admit that when we were on Symphony, Sorrento's was, at least the fresh piece we had, was better than it was previously.
But I didn't like it.
No, I can't say that. I would equate it to frozen
the kids
pizza.
were lined up. The kids were lined up eating it. So, what are my thoughts on the Fahrenheit 555? Is it worth it? So that's one steakhouse we have not been to yet. But when we were on the Carnival Mardi Gras, Rebecca's sister and our brother-in-law went. They said it was good, but they said Rudy's Sea Grill was better on the same ship. And I will say Rudy's Sea Grill on the Carnival Mardi Gras ranks up there as one of the best meals we've had on a cruise ship. But they said it was good. Of the steakhouses we have been to, I think Cagney's was good on NCL, but the Crown Grill on the Sky Princess that we just went on, hands down the best steakhouse that I have been to so far on a cruise ship. So if anybody else here has been to Fahrenheit 555 and wants to chime in, please do. Andrea, can you all get us a deal on Galveston Princess sailing in December or November? I don't know. I don't know what ship you're talking about.
Well, I think it's only the Ruby right now.
Yeah, but I also don't know which exact sailing.
Yeah.
So that's not how I work. If you're just saying, hey, Walt, can you get me the cheapest prices or whatever, there's a ton of cruise sites out there if you just want to go get a cheap price. If you want to work with me, and I'll see what I can get you. And in terms of a deal, I don't know if that's the cheapest price. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you extra amenities and things like that. So I don't know the answer just talking to you during a live stream like this. We have to have a one-on-one conversation so I can find out exactly what you're looking for. And it might not even be Princess that ends up being the best ship for what you're looking for. It may then end up being another cruise line or another ship. So if you want to reach out, again, just click that contact us. Again, our services are free. We're happy to help you out. So Douglas Cole, you just got back from Oasis, didn't care for the neighborhood balcony. Up next is Apex. So when you say neighborhood balcony, I'm assuming you were in either the Central Park or you were in the boardwalk. Of the two, I would take Central Park. I think Central Park is quieter. The boardwalk, when that water show is going on, that water show can go on into the evening. And of course, we were on Symphony of the Seas during the NFL playoffs. Big crowd hanging out outside of Playmakers well into the night, so it's going to be very noisy. So yeah, a lot of people love it or hate it. If it was me and I had to pick a neighborhood balcony, I'd probably go with the Central Park. Stephanie, you're doing the MSC Seascape with no expectations if you're a celebrity fan. That's the way it is. You go into it. The only thing that I would recommend anybody, if you're going on to a new ship, whether it's the same cruise line or another one, go onto YouTube and try to find a really good ship tour, because it is nice to at least kind of know the lay of the land of where they are. And I know he's a competitor to us, but Hard Travel, Danny Hart, he does fabulous ship tours. And if you want to see, I think it's always a good idea. What we tend to do is, like, when we book the cruise, we'll watch a ship tour, and then like a week or two before, we'll go back and watch it again, kind of refamiliarize.
I don't know if Danny does much MSC though.
Yeah, I don't know, but you'll probably find somebody who has a seascape tour. And make sure it's a seascape, because all of the sea ships are different. They did tweak them
Slightly.
all. Yeah. So one takeaway from a Disney cruise, the food is amazing. Food is really, really good. Like I didn't know I was going to like the rotational dining, but I ended up really enjoying it. The only thing I didn't like on our cruise, we were on the Fantasy, and they brought us back to the animator palette a second time. The first night we were there, they had Crush up on the walls, actually talking to us, just like talking to Crush here in Disney World. That was a lot of fun. But then the second time we went in there, they had us all draw characters, and then they did an animation show. When they did the animation show, they kind of stopped dinner for like 15 minutes while they ran the whole show.
Felt like longer.
Yeah, it felt like a lot longer. So that is my only take. But
and honestly, I didn't like the menu that night as much as
Yeah.
the previous one.
But the food was amazing, and some of the best cocktails that I've had at sea were on the Disney ship. Oh, be very careful if you take the mixology class. We made 7 drinks in 45 minutes. I was feeling that for a little while after that. So, but Disney's
And
fabulous.
you gave away one of your drinks.
I
right?
did. Tammy is going on your second cruise in 21 days, Western Caribbean on the Allure of the Seas. Oh, you're sailing out of Galveston. Nice. I really want to sail out of Galveston, and I'll tell you what. You know what ship is going to get me to Galveston to come out there and see it? I really want to see the Carnival Jubilee. I love that whole under the seas thing that they got going on. I'm like, all right, when the Jubilee comes out to Texas, I'm coming out to Galveston. I want to see this ship. It looks fabulous. Royal Caribbean, it's Royal Pacific is dull. They're more fun. Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to take.
At the parks.
Yeah,
or
are
at
you
the
spending your
hotel?
time at the parks, or are you spending your time at the hotel? So I love Royal Pacific. I think it's fabulous. Let's see. Tammy, yeah, please, everybody who's going on cruises, if you're not in our Facebook group, please come join the Facebook group so we can see pictures and we can join in and we can all be jealous. Because we're all going to be like, oh, we're so happy for you. But we're like, I'm sitting here at home and they're on a ship. That's really what happens, just so you know. Somebody doesn't like Carnival. That's sad.
Not every cruise line is gonna work for every person. in
Yeah,
every
but calling a
situation.
cruise line trash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
You don't need to do that.
no, I agree,
So-
but
But and the thing of it is like it depends on which ship you want. Maybe you went on the wrong ship. So like we went on Carnival Mardi Gras. Oh my God, Carnival was amazing. Some of the best pizza at sea. So that was really good. Allure of the Seas, good ship. Can you book on a ship and then transfer to me within? Oh yeah, you can book. Yes. I'm so sorry. That was a statement, not a question. Yes, that's actually true. Now, of some cruise lines, it's only 14 days. But the statement is you can book a cruise directly through the cruise line, and then you can transfer it to a travel agent. And depending on the cruise line, that can be 14 days, that can be 30 days. Now, Virgin Voyages being different, we moved some people into our group, and it was, I want to say, 4 months after they booked the original cruise, and Virgin actually moved the booking over to us. So that's rare. I mean, nobody does that. But like Norwegian, I think you got 14 days. Royal Caribbean, I think, gives you 30 days. Most of them give you around 30 days, and you cannot have made the final payment. If you went ahead and paid it in full right up front, they more than likely will not transfer it over. So, yay. Let's see. Looking at the question, Disney Magic out of San Juan in 2 weeks. Nice. And you got the new and improved. I think one thing to do, certainly go check out the new Soul Cat Lounge. That looks fabulous. So you've got the new Soul Cat Lounge, and you're going to have an Encanto show. And will you get to talk to Bruno? That is my big question, whether you get to talk to Bruno or not. But I think definitely go check out the Soul Cat Lounge. Check out the adult areas. They really do have nice adult. Now, we've not been on the Magic. That is the original ship. So we've not been on that. We've been on the Fantasy. And the Fantasy did a beautiful job, with keeping the adult areas adult only. They kept kids out. And I believe the Magic is also going to have, the restaurants that are adults only, like the specialty dining for the most part.
I
It's
believe
going to be
that's
adults
the
only.
big specialty restaurant.
Yeah, but definitely if it was me, because I do want to come on that ship now, and I want to go check out that Soul Cat Lounge. That's what I want to see most. Cruising on Mardi Gras next month, dining suggestions. You're on a waiting list for anytime dining currently. So I know that they're testing out, if you go to Jabang a second time, they're testing out, I think they're charging you like $8 or something like that. Shack Chicken is amazing, first of all. Be careful with Shack Chicken.
But your first visit to Jabang is free.
Yeah, your first visit to Jabang is free. Look for the Sea Day La Cucina del Capitano. That's actually a really nice little lunch. It's kind of like a make your own pasta bowl. Really, you check off all the things and they bring it out. I think that was a really nice lunch, and they had the bruschetta, which they didn't have at dinner.
Yeah,
they should.
That was good.
The bruschetta was really good. Pizza is amazing. It really is. I wish they'd make a breakfast pizza.
He has a whole YouTube video where.
Yeah, that's right. If you go onto YouTube, I have a whole review. We eat almost everything on the Carnival Mardi Gras, so you can see everything. Now, Pig and Anchor Smokehouse, which is guys, you'll see we had a split experience. The first night we went, it was amazing. Second night we went, it was one of the worst meals we've ever had on a cruise ship. Didn't ruin our cruise. Who cares? But it was vastly different. Now, if you're celebrating something, I highly recommend Rudy's Sea Grill. We had an amazing meal at Rudy's Sea Grill. It's one of the best meals that we've ever had on a cruise ship. But Shack Chicken is addictive. I ended up never having a guy's burger because every time I thought about it, I was like, nope, I'm going back up to get another chicken sandwich. So really, really good. So over here on YouTube, we got Stacy Lynn, your husband and you have booked Virgin Resilient Lady 10 nights. Ooh, I love it. You normally cruise Celebrity Princess. You had to talk your hubby into trying Virgin. Any advice?
And he has YouTube videos from the Scarlet.
I do. I have a whole playlist from the Scarlet Lady that you can certainly
and here on TikTok
check out. They're on TikTok and they're on YouTube. So my biggest advice is, one, I think you're really going to enjoy the dining. The fact that there's no nickel and diming on Virgin Voyages is so lovely. You know, your meals, your Wi-Fi, your gratuities, your soft drinks, and your group exercise classes, all included right off the bat, and that's really nice.
No photographers.
No photographers on board. Now, hopefully you've got, I don't know if you still got it for January 24. I think you do, the bar tab. Hopefully you've got that bar tab. I love the bar tab. It's my favorite drink package, if you will, because I love the fact that you don't have to, is this included on my drink package? Is that included on my drink package? Is that, you don't have to ask. It's like whatever you want to order until you run out of bar tab, it's going to be good.
And both people in the cabin can use it.
Yeah, and you can buy drinks for everybody. And then the other thing too is just, you know, kind of keep an open mind on the on all the shows. The shows are different; they're very different. But I found the music, like we had a Latin trio on our like we've had Slam Adams, the blues guitarist on our last one. We had a Latin trio. They were amazing. They were so good. So I love the music throughout, and I really love the fact the ship is so well set up for socializing. So many chairs, so many seats, so many nooks and crannies. On the Rocks is a great bar. The dock, do not miss the tapas in the dock. Absolutely amazing. So if you like Princess and Celebrity, I think Celebrity and Virgin have a very similar vibe. They're both luxe casual. So if you like Celebrity, I really think it's going to translate over to Virgin Voyages. The only thing you may not like, if you really love those big pools that Celebrity and Princess have, is that's a very small pool. So that is the one thing that we don't like about Virgin, but it doesn't matter. We love the cruise line so much. So I think you're going to have a great time. I say go in with an open mind. There's going to be things that you really like about it. There's going to be things you don't like about it, but that's true of every single cruise line. So yay!
And my biggest piece of advice, when dining opens for you, book it as quickly as possible. Even if you end up having to change times around later on when you get on the ship. 60 days out for rock stars, 45 days out for all the rest of the cabins. Book your dining as soon as possible, and on your app it will tell you what day that dining opens for you.
Generally 45 days out for sailors, 60 days out if you have a suite or a rock star cabin. Somebody saying the Uncle Jerome sandwich is so yummy. I did the Aristotle almost every single time. You're welcome, Stacy. If there's anything else we can do, just there are links in the description. If there's anything we can help you with, just reach out. We're happy to help out any way we can. But man, Virgin Voyages is a lot of fun. We are doing, which reminds me, we haven't talked about it in a while because actually this is probably going to be a sellout. This cruise is probably going to be a sellout. November 18th, we have a what do we have? We have a group cruise. Right now we have 14 cabins booked. We are down to sea terraces. That's all that's left on the ship. We're going to be on the Valiant Lady November 18th, sailing out of Miami for 8 glorious nights. Doing the Eastern Caribbean, we're going to do St. Croix, San Juan, the Bimini Beach Club, Puerto Plata, and then we'll have 3 nights at sea. So there's 6 restaurants on the ship. You got 8 nights. You're going to be able to try every single restaurant if you want. Gun Bay is not the best food on the ship, but it's a lot of fun. I think my favorite restaurant was the Wake, but based on this last sailing, Razzle Dazzle, I think had the best dinner the entire week. It was amazing, so much fun. And Extra Virgin, I thought was better this time than it was on the first sailing. So I love it so much. The pizza just flipping amazing. We really got into the social club this time. We got more snacks and cookies and stuff at the social club this time. So much fun. And one little tip for everybody going on Virgin Voyages, the coffee shop closes early, closes like at about 8 o'clock, which is a little weird. But if you want a late night coffee and you want a really good late night coffee, go to the Sips Champagne Lounge. They have a hand-pulled espresso machine. It's really strong. I'm going to tell you, that is some strong coffee, but it's so flipping good. So, yay. Bonnie, you sailed on the Carnival Celebration in February, headed to Alaska on Holland America Eurodam. Will you have culture shock?
They are different.
Yeah, I mean, Carnival Celebration is definitely set up as a fun ship. I mean, there's no doubt about that, right? You've got the loud parties, you've got the really fun cruise directors, you got all that stuff up on the top. Holland America, and you're going to Alaska, so actually you chose the right cruise line, because when you go to Alaska, Alaska is the star. Okay, Alaska is basically a river cruise on a really big ship, because you pretty much stay within sight of land. The ports are close. You don't want to go on a big, loud ship in the Caribbean, okay? So, or excuse me, in Alaska, in the Caribbean. But you don't want to go on a big, loud ship up in Alaska. You want to go on a ship that's a little quieter, a little smaller. So I think you chose well. It will be a culture shock, two completely different types of vibes, but I think you're going to have a great time. I really do. Holland America is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous ship. I mean, an absolutely gorgeous ship. So I think you're going to have a good time. Just have an open mind. Know that you're not going to have all these loud parties, but you're going to have really good music on the ship. You should have really, really good music on the ship. So
it looks like you've missed a few things here and there.
Where? Did I?
Yeah.
Did I miss
somebody
some
was
questions?
asking about
My apologies.
the glass glowing on Celebrity. That's on the Solstice,
show me
the
that.
Equinox, and the Eclipse. Those are the
Really
three
cool,
ships.
yeah. Cool, and I'll go ahead. You keep talking.
Someone else asked about Roatan. I don't really remember what we did in Roatan, Honduras. Was that where you walked to that beach in Roatan?
Was that Mahogany Bay?
I
don't know. I can't remember, but I apologize about missing those. And glass blowing, here we go. So these are from the Celebrity Equinox. I made this one, so I'll drink old fashions out of it. And Rebecca made this one, little classic goblet. And the price depends on what you choose to make. So I think they have like a dozen things or so that you can make. And the glass blowing is so cool. We did this on the Celebrity Equinox. So there you go. I'm sorry I missed some questions. I was just kind of flying through there. So sorry. I apologize. Thank you, Rebecca.
I want to say Roatan is maybe where that Mahogany Bay beach is.
Yeah, so Mahogany Bay was really nice. I think that is Carnival.
Yes, it is. It is in
yeah.
that area.
Yep. 13 days and you're off on the Carnival Celebration. I'll tell you what, I love the Mardi Gras, and I really love what Carnival is doing with the Excel class, how they're modifying each one. So yeah, they did a nice job with Celebration.
And then someone else asked about ziplining in St. Martin. We have not done ziplining in St. Martin. We've done it in Guatemala?
Jamaica.
And it was somewhere in the western.
I want to say that was Roatan.
Was that?
That might have been Roatan.
That might have been.
Yeah, we did it there. So we haven't done it in St. Martin, but we've done it in a couple places. Speaking of which, Stephanie posted a picture from Icy Strait Point, I believe it is, in Alaska, which apparently has the tallest and longest zip line in the world. And the look on her face of sheer terror is awesome. I can't wait to see the video. She's going to make us all wait until her YouTube vlog. But oh my God, the look of sheer terror was just absolutely hilarious.
Somebody else asked about if we'd heard of
the glass. Sorry, you want to see the glasses again? There you go. This is them. So this is the one I made. I use this for old fashions. And what you do is you pick out like these little colors in here. These were like beads or something like that melted into the color. And mine has a little green. The green really came through, whereas Rebecca's is more clear with the purple. So, but we made these on the Celebrity Equinox. It is the coolest thing. You're glass blowing on an actual cruise ship. There's only 3 cruise ships in the world that I know that you can do
What
it.
it costs depends on what you choose to blow.
Yeah.
You can do ornaments, you can do vases, you can do the goblets. There's a bunch of different options.
Somebody just said that they went to a monkey sanctuary.
That is
definitely,
what we did.
Yeah, we did bought-in tours. So we did the sloth, the monkeys, and the zip lining, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, so there you go. Glass blowing on an actual cruise ship. Who says cruises are boring? You can do glass blowing. And that is the Celebrity Equinox, the Solstice, and
Eclipse.
So 3 ships. So, hey, Brandy, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome to the broadcast. We've been going for about an hour so far. To catch everybody up, we're going on the MSCC side on May 28th. And what's super cool about it is one of our clients is going to be in the yacht club on the exact same cruise. So we'll be able to compare experiences. Rebecca and I are going to be in a standard balcony. They are going to be in the yacht club. And so on the same sailing, same ship, we're going to be able to compare notes about what was it like in the yacht club, which we know is going to be a superior experience, but how different was the yacht club, and then how was our experience in the standard cabin. So that's going to be a really good one. I will be filming. We're going to do a little comparison on the final day of the cruise. So we'll do that. But that's our next cruise coming up. If you are not in our Facebook group yet, please do join it. Again, if you're on TikTok, just click my logo, and then there will be a link tree, and it's one of these links. If you want to contact us about helping you out with your cruises, with your travels, whatever, our services are free to you. Again, it's that very first link at the top. If you're on YouTube, just go down to the description. You'll find the same thing. Or just simply go to where'swaltertravel.com, click contact us, and set up a time on our calendar. And I'll call you. We'll do a video chat, whatever it is you guys want to do, and we'll talk and find out what's going to be the best tour for you.
A few more that you skipped over.
Did I?
Yes.
I am so sorry, people. How am I missing these questions?
I don't know.
I apologize.
Somebody asked about if we know about changes to the Carnival VIPF program, which is their loyalty program.
Right.
Cruise lines change their programs all the time. I can't say as I've heard specifically about what they're doing. Was
there a specific thing that you were curious about?
But cruise lines do change and update them.
They do minor tweaks, and then sometimes they'll do a major tweak, especially post-pandemic. They've all been making changes to them and what they offer.
And then somebody asked if it was cheaper to book through a travel agent or directly through the cruise line.
The same price. It's the same
95% of the time.
So some people think that, okay, I know a travel agent makes a commission, so let me go ahead and book through the cruise line. I'll save that commission. You don't. The commission is already baked into the price. So if you don't book through a travel agent, that commission just stays with the cruise line or stays with the travel partner or whatever. There are no 2 different sets of prices. Now, sometimes you do save money through us. For example, the solar eclipse cruise on the Emerald Princess. I saved my clients almost half of what Princess was showing on their website because the consortium that I'm a part of, way back when it was just the Panama Canal cruise, they set up a group and they locked in a really good group rate. Well, then, about 2 months ago, Princess announced, hey, we're changing the itinerary. Now it's going to be a solar eclipse cruise. The prices went through the roof, but the group prices held. And I was able to book, I think, 4 or 5 cabins for my clients at a much greater reduced rate than what you would have gotten on the Princess site. Now, that's rare that it happens that wide. But that is one of the advantages that we can bring to you is that our consortium set up groups. And sometimes the rates are lower, or you pay the same rate, but I can give you enhanced amenities. So, but booking through me in terms of, say, service fees or anything like that, we don't charge any service fee. We make our commission on the back end from the travel partners. But the price that you pay is basically going to be the same thing. And a lot of these cheap cruise line websites, they trick you because they'll show you the price for double occupancy with no port fees, no taxes, no anything. And I actually have a TikTok on this. You can go watch it, where my price was, I think, $10 cheaper or $100 cheaper once we ran it through than the cheap cruise website. So it's all the same pricing. They just play games with how they show you the numbers. But then once you run it all the way through and you're ready to pay, you notice that price in the cart is much higher than what you started out with. So you always want to check on that. You always got to check on that.
And somebody's cruising out of San Juan and wants to know about things to do.
So San Juan, cruising out of San Juan. So what I would recommend is, so there's a couple of things. One kind of a neat little thing. The big fort that's right there by Old San Juan is one of the only places on the whole island where you can legally fly a kite, or in San Juan itself. And there's a little red shack where you can rent a kite, and you'll see like dozens of people out there flying kites. It's a beautiful fort, lovely to look at. There is a food tour, flavorsofsanjuan.com, and that's what you want to look at if you're into food.
And I think they also do a bar tour if you're there
on
land, and they're in the evenings. We were only there during the day because we were it was a stop on our cruise.
Yeah.
But if you're there in the evening, they have it like a bar crawl sort of thing.
Yeah, they do. And in fact, Stephanie, I don't know if Stephanie and Ben and David were on an official one, or they just kind of did it themselves, but they did a rum crawl through San Juan. Yeah. So
somebody asked about getting a discounted. Okay, never mind.
And then the other thing in San Juan, I love just walking. Old San Juan is a great area just to walk. You will find shops and food and hats and all of this other stuff. So the Old San Juan is a great place just to walk around. Okay, go ahead. What else did
somebody else asked about?
All of these?
I don't know. Somebody else asked about getting a discounted Cheers package. If you're just talking the Carnival Cheers drink package, I think maybe in the past 5 years it's gone on sale twice.
Well, the way to get a discount is to be a loyal member, because they'll send you.
They're already in it, and they said it's not really saving the money.
So, well, basically, there are certain cruises where they're going to offer you the Cheers package included, because I've done that with a couple of my clients, where when I put in your VIFP number on select cruises, it'll come up with a Cheers to You package. And it's in there, and it's a slight discount, not a big discount, but it's a slight discount over what you would pay. Yeah. Brandy's asking if I have to go through training to be a travel agent. Yes, you do. I'm thinking of looking into it for the future. So not only do I have to go through training with my host agency, I also have to go through training with every single cruise line and every single travel partner. Disney has very extensive training. Virgin Voyages has training, because every single entity has their own booking engine. They have their own way of doing things. So, and then there's the Cruise Line Industry Association, which is the overarching group or consortium over everything. We go through certification through them. Like Susie was on here earlier. You saw that she had a CCC next to her. She's a certified cruise consultant. I'm going for the ACC certification right now. I can't remember what the A stands for. Maybe advanced cruise consultant. I can't honestly remember. But so we go through training from our host agency. We go through training on every single travel partner, and then we can go through training with the Cruise Line Industry Association. So there's a lot of training. It's continual training, and then we can go to events like we did last month. I was at the Cruise 360 convention, which was put on by the Cruise Line Industry Association. So I was taking certification training there. I got
accredited.
Accredited, thank you. Couldn't remember. I got to meet with cruise line representatives again. I got to get some FaceTime one-on-one with my business development managers. And the biggest thing I took away from Cruise 360, meeting up with folks like Susie and a lot of my fellow travel agents, because we do a lot of this. A lot of us are home-based agents, and it was just nice to get that FaceTime. So yeah, there is continual training. I think that's another great advantage of using a travel agent is we go through continual training. So we're constantly learning new things. And one of the funny things is, like when folks call in and go, well, what about the such and such for this cruise line? And we work with so many cruise lines, I have to go through my notes. I got to find the specific thing, but we keep notes and stuff like that. So yeah, so you're going to go through continual training. So let's see. Thank you for sending the likes. I really appreciate that. Oops, messed up. Is the cost of freebie being added to the accommodations rate?
Can be. I mean, really, the only way to know that is if you're tracking the prices.
Yeah. If you're talking about like Virgin Voyages, like you'll notice that the cabin rates are more expensive, and that is the reason why, because they're adding all the food and everything like that. Thank you, Megan, for putting in the accredited. Is there another thing you got there? No? Somebody's asking if you can do it as controversial cruising. Thank you for the accredited as well there on YouTube. Can you do a travel as a side job, or better to wait until you retire? I think if you're planning to do this as a second career, this is my second career. I spent 30 years in television, filmmaking, documentary, and then the last 5 to 6 years I was a marketing executive. So this is my second career. I think it's better if you start as a second job, only because you can start going through all the training and everything while you still have that full-time salary. Because once you make the jump, that first year is the hardest. We're halfway through our first year right now, a little over halfway through our first year right now, and it takes about I almost lost my mug. It takes about a year for that commission cycle to catch up to where you're getting paid regularly. So if you can start all that training while you're still gainfully employed, that's a good way to start it. We've been very blessed, thanks to TikTok, thanks to YouTube, thanks to all of you all. TikTok is the reason why we became travel agents, because you all asked us to, and we were motivated by you guys to go ahead and do it. And thank you so much for supporting us after we made the jump. But it is hard in the beginning, because you've got so much training, and excuse the pun, you're lost in a sea of everything going on. There's like so much to learn about this industry, but it's so exciting. When we hang up Viking cruises as somebody that we recommend, or that we represent, that was like, I almost had tears in my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, we represent Viking, cruises now. They're like, one of the most well-known cruise lines out there. And that was like a real moment for me, going, oh my God, we actually represent Viking now. This is so freaking amazing. And just what we've been able to do, you have to take it seriously. I don't know how many people, really realize the responsibility that you take on as a travel agent, because, especially here in the U.S., most people don't have much vacation time, right? You've got 2 weeks, you've got 3 weeks, maybe you got 4 weeks or more. But when you come to me and you say, Walter, I would like you to plan our travel, that's a ton of responsibility on me to make sure that I get it right. Because if I get it wrong, you got to wait till next year for your next vacation. And so I kind of use the fear of getting it wrong to help motivate me and make sure that I get it right for you. So I think if anybody wants to become a travel agent, I definitely would encourage you to do it if you have a passion for it. But also understand there's a lot of responsibility with, it's easy to make the booking. What do you do after that booking? What do you do when Royal Caribbean suddenly cancels a cruise and you've got 31 people booked on that ship? And you've got a matter of hours to get them over to another ship, or that ship's going to be full too. I mean, you need to be ready for the what if. And I'm very thankful that we're able to do this full time, and that we're in a position that we can help people. So, yeah. Good morning, Twin Flames. How are you? It's good to see. What did you say? Okay. So sorry. But it's great to see you guys. I can't wait to see your pictures from Virgin Voyages. How are overbooked cruises fixed for customers? So, Brandy, I'm glad that helped out.
Somebody right before that asked how to use your services.
Oh, did you? Am I like not seeing?
I don't know.
Oh, there it is. I'm so sorry, Jeeve. I apologize. So again, here on TikTok, you would click my logo, and then there's going to be a link tree. Very first thing on there says contact us. That's going to take you to my calendar, and you can book time, or you just go to where'swaltertravel.com and you click on contact us. Over on the YouTube side, you guys just simply click the links in the description, or where'swaltertravel.com, and you click contact us. That's our online calendar. And basically, you just set up a time that's convenient for you. I'll call you, or we'll hop on a video chat, and we do an initial discussion. And if it's a cruise, in general, like if you don't know which cruise you want right off the bat, I'm going to prepare a proposal. I'll get with you a couple days later, and we'll go through our proposal. Generally, we will present you 3 or 4 different cruise options on the first pass. And then from there, we go from there. And if you like what we have, we'll book one of those cruises. If you want us to find some more cruises, we'll do that. But that's basically how it works. And again, we don't charge for our services. So click my little logo on YouTube, on TikTok, and then click contact me from the drop down, or over on the YouTube side, go into the description, click the link, or go to where'swaltertravel.com, contact us, and just go ahead and set up a time. It's that easy. It's that easy. So thank you so much for asking, and I apologize I missed the question.
Back to the
Back to okay.
overbooked cruises.
So how are overbooked cruises fixed for customers? Hey, Bill, by the way, good morning. How are you, Bill? Good to see you. B Duff Travels. If you are on YouTube, you should be following this guy. He's a really great guy. Going to be meeting up with him hopefully in a few weeks here in Disney Springs. But yeah, if you're on TikTok and YouTube, B Duff Travels, be sure to follow him. Great guy. Thanks for popping in, Bill. So generally, there are three different options that a cruise line will present. One, full refund. You get a full refund on the cruise. They just give you your money back, and then you're free to do whatever you want to do.
Occasionally, they might offer you a small stipend towards reimbursing you for travel expenses.
Yeah, and keep in mind, like the most recent one on Wonder Overseas, they did it like 2 or 3 days before the cruise started. So if you didn't have travel insurance to take care of your flights and your hotel and all that, you're basically out of luck. You're screwed there. The second option is to give you future cruise credit, and usually they'll bump, like instead of 100% future cruise credit, which is the amount of your cruise, they might give you 125% future cruise credit, which you can then apply to another cruise.
Within a certain time frame.
Yeah.
Usually a year or two.
Yeah, that's you. Actually, what's the third one?
You can move it to a different
cruise. You can move it to another cruise. That's it. Couldn't remember. Yeah, you can just simply move your cruise, move your booking to another cruise. So those are basically the three options that you have. And what they're hoping is that enough people will move off the ship that they don't have to bump anybody off. But they if they get to that point, they're going to have to forcibly bump you off, and now you definitely have to move off the ship, and you're going to have to take one of those options. So that is how it works. So let's see. You're welcome, Jeeve. General thoughts on Norwegian. Well, we do have the Norwegian Escape sitting right here. She's such a cute little plushy ship. Cruise ships are much smaller than you really think they are. Norwegian is a great cruise line. I really enjoy Norwegian. We have been on the Escape. We've been on the Getaway. We have a wedding group booking right now on the Breakaway. They're going to be sailing next year in 2024. Norwegian, by the way, they're one of the best for groups. If you want to put together a group of people, you only need 5 cabins on Norwegian to form a group. So they're really good for groups. And one of the great perks, if you start your group, say 6 months out, you can generally get like a 5 to 10% discount on the cabins, and it's a legit 5 to 10% discount on the cabin. Plus, that whole free at sea package that they do, I have like this massive list of like 40 things we can do for free at sea versus just
different
the 4.
Combinations.
Yeah, all kinds of different combinations and all of that stuff. So Norwegian is a very, very good cruise line. First of all, I love their ship. I love the waterfront on the Breakaway class and up. It's like deck 7, deck 8 on the Breakaway. But the only knock for me on Norwegian is I think their main dining room and the buffet. The buffet is very repetitive. It's okay, and the main dining room is okay, but their specialty dining, wow. Food Republic is one of our favorite restaurants on any cruise ship, anywhere. Their shows are really good. They do Broadway. They got 6 on a bunch of their ships. They usually have really, really good music throughout the ship. I think the main pool can be small and overcrowded, but
And at least on the Breakaway class, the adults only Spice H2O area, for me, there's like almost zero shade, so it does not work. And there's not a pool, there's just a water feature and some hot tubs.
Yeah.
So I don't particularly, personally, dig their adults only area. Outside area.
So Norwegian is great, and they have some really great bartenders. They have some really good bars. I swear you guys must think that I get drunk on every single ship. I don't. I usually have 1 or 2 cocktails every day, but I look for the good bar. I'm not the guy that's going to just keep buying the frozen drinks from the pool bar. I'm paying money for my drinks, and we don't get the drink packages because most of the time because we save money. On Norwegian, we might, just because it's only $150 per person for a week. That is the best deal. If you're looking for the best deal on a drink package, that really is it. You still got to pay for your coffees, but $153 per person for a 7-night cruise to get the drink package.
Because basically you've got the package free, you're just paying gratuity.
Exactly. So, but Norwegian's a great cruise line. But again, they have a wide spread. I see somebody mentioning the Sun and the Joy. two completely different ships. The Joy is the big ship with the go-karts up on the top. The Sun is a smaller ship.
Which we've not been on any go-kart ships yet.
Yeah, Steph and everybody is on the Spirit right now, which is a really small ship. She did a repositioning from Australia up to Alaska. So very different experiences. So again, this is why I say we need to talk ships. We don't just talk cruise line, because your experience on the Spirit will be completely different than your experience on the Prima. And you might say, well, gee, I thought Norwegian was this, that, or the other, but you didn't go on the ship that had all those things you want. Like, where's the go-karts? Well, they don't have go-karts on the Spirit. You might have scooter races. You could do that, but I don't think you can put go-karts on the Spirit. So, yeah. Yes, Christy did completely freak out over the Liberty of the Sea. She actually texted me or you called me, one or the other, from the parking lot going, oh, my God, this ship is so big, which I thought was great. So thoughts on the Carnival Freedom. We've seen the Freedom. We haven't been on. You're welcome, Kelly. I hope that was helpful. Reach out. Hey, if we can help you find a ship, please do reach out. That's what we're here for. Like I said, we've used a travel agent for almost 20 years. Every single cruise. I mean, we've been cruising almost 20 years. We still use the travel agent because they would find things that we didn't know, or they would tell us about, onboard credit or something like that we didn't know. Or did you know that this other ship is going out from the same port on the same day, but they have an extra stop that you might like, just little things like that. So reach out if we can help you, or if you have a travel agent, reach out to them. If you can find a good travel agent to work with you, whether it's me, Susie, somebody else, one of our colleagues, they are worth their weight in gold because they really do work on your behalf. And it's just so nice to have somebody in your corner. But the Carnival Freedom, we've seen her in port. I've not actually sailed on her, but I can tell you people who love Carnival. Now, Thursday night, if you're going to be around Thursday night, come on over to our YouTube channel, Where's Walter Travel. We're going to have This Cruise Life on the show with us Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And these guys, like 60 plus cruises on Carnival. And Mark is actually flying over to Europe to sail the Carnival Venezia on her first sailing over to the U.S. as the brand new Carnival Venezia. So I can just tell you that people who've sailed on Carnival Freedom, we've been on the Mardi Gras, we loved it, absolutely loved it. I really want to go on the Jubilee. I'd like to go on Celebration, but I really want to go on the Jubilee out of Galveston. So, but if you want to know more about, and any of you watching, you want to know more about Carnival, you want to know more about specific ship, Mark and Rocky are the guys. They've been, like I said, over 60 cruises, I believe, just on Carnival. And they will be on our Cruise Chat Live Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. on YouTube. Super nice guys. And the whole show is just going to be dedicated to Carnival. So, yeah, we'll be talking about that. The Encore. We haven't done the Encore, but we've done the Escape and the Getaway. And based on that ship, those two ships, I say the Encore is going to be fun. And I believe the Encore has the go-kart.
I think it might. I can check.
So I really want to do the go-kart. I'm desperate to do the go-kart. So, yeah, I think the Encore is going to be a good cruise for you. But, again, I don't know what you're looking for. Yeah, if you can join in on Thursday, the thumbnail will go up right after this show, and you can always set like a reminder to notify you that we're going on. But Mark and Rocky, they're the guys, and if you can't join us, certainly catch the replay to talk about all things on Carnival, because there's a lot of things I want to ask these guys, and we need to start getting on some of the smaller ships, because we haven't been on the smaller Carnival ships yet. We've only been up there. So
and the Encore does have the
it does.
It's a 2-deck one.
Well, that's a shame that they had to stop the race due to some kids. But I know that you're more or less racing the clock. You're not racing each other. But if they start roughhousing, they will have to shut down the race, unfortunately. So just if you're doing the go-karts on NCL, just race. Don't start knocking each other out, because they knock each other out.
If your children are going on, explain to them how to behave.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Okay, so we've been going almost 90 minutes. I think we're going to wrap this up in just a few minutes. So those of you over on YouTube or on TikTok, if you got a couple of last-minute questions, we're happy to take them. I do have some appointments. I am still a travel agent, and yes, I do work on Sunday. So I do have a couple of appointments coming up. But thank you so much to everybody for tuning in and helping us out and just supporting us. Y'all have been absolutely amazing with supporting us. Cannot thank you enough. I will do my best when we're on the MSCC side to try to get more footage of Rebecca, because I know you guys like that.
No.
But it is a challenge. It's kind of like finding Bigfoot. It's like there she is. Oh, Mister. Oh, there she is. Oh, I missed her. But I'll do my best to try to get
the
some.
Loch Ness Monster, so I get to swim.
Oh, the Loch Ness Monster. She like. Oh, we should get you a mermaid tail. Then you can just kind of have your tail flip up. So anyway, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining in. Everybody have an amazing rest of your day. We'll be back on TikTok with the simulcast at 10:30 a.m. next Sunday. And then Thursday night, we will be on the YouTube side with Rocky and Mark. Oh, and by the way, you want to mark your calendars. The week after next week, I think it's the 18th. We're gonna have Tony from La Lita Loca joining us over on the YouTube channel Thursday night, the 18th at 8:30
She's been
p.m.
doing some interesting cruises.
Tony, we're gonna be talking
cruising
with Tony on May 18th. I got to learn how to do that right. I think he does it in here. But Tony, and he's such a nice guy. Oh my God, we met him. We met him under terrible circumstances, but such a lovely person in person. Cannot wait to get him on the show as well. So this coming Thursday, May 11th, we're going to talk Carnival with this cruise life. Next Sunday, we'll be right back here, 10:30 a.m. TikTok, simulcast on YouTube, and then May 18th, we're going to have Tony Cruising Talk. So you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and we will see you soon. All right, guys, take care. Have a good rest of your day.